So good evening, everybody. It is the 11th. Yeah, it's November 11th. It's so funny. I did our Breakfast of Champions this past weekend. I was the MC Friday night and all day Saturday. And I kept thinking it was October. And I kept saying, so stand up if you sold something in September. And they were like, okay. So they stand up. I go, now stand up if you sold something this month, October. And they're like, okay. And I was like, anybody can be a director. Anybody can be a director. All right, so we had a good time. But I want to start with showing y'all a video. So let me get to that. And because it's so good. Okay, it disappeared. There it is. Okay, Miss Cindy Williams is going to talk for us tonight.
Senior National Sales Director Cindy Williams, and I have something so exciting to share with you. It's a way for us to make gifting easy for our customers, make money, and make people super happy. The company has just launched a new Mary Kay travel roll-up bag, and all I see is an opportunity to package a gift that your customers, including the guys, can give their moms, friends, wives, any special woman in their lives. It's so convenient, and that's what people want. It's called the limited edition Mary Kay Everyday Escape Bundle. Guess what's in it? Oh, I love this. Satin lips to kiss, satin hands to hold, satin body to hug. This bundle also includes a flyer that shows you how you can put it all together, plus a note card for your customers to sign. How easy is that? And depending on who you're selling it to, you'll change your verbiage. For example, if this is going to be a gift for a mom, maybe Mark's buying it for his mother. I would say, Mark, when you give this to your mom, you're going to say, Mom, this is a gift for you, but it's really a gift back to me. Because all those nights you kissed me goodnight, satin lips to kiss. All those days you held my hand, walked me across the street, satin hands to hold. And when you hugged me tight when I was afraid, satin body to hug. I love you from the tip of your nose to the bottom of your toes, Mom. If all the mamas were lined up in the world, I would pick you again. Happy Mother's Day, happy birthday, or just because. The company has also created several additional cards with various themes you can purchase from mkconnections.com. That way, your customer can truly customize the gift for their loved one. You can fill the compartments with colorful shred, wrap a pretty bow around the bag, and you have a gift that can help someone feel pampered. What a great everyday escape. This bundle is only available to you, independent beauty consultants, discounted for a limited time while supplies last. Now that's a gift for you and your business. Let's make the holidays even more beautiful.
Yay. Isn't that awesome? She's so good. Cindy is so brilliant. All right. So we had some more people join us. I'm very excited about that. So, Andrea, I'm going to let you take over. You are unmuted, girlfriend. I'm going to mute me, and it is your show.
Well, actually, I get to introduce our first amazing senior consultant, and Dee has been building her business for about 1 year now. And what I immediately have always seen in Dee is she is somebody that others listen to. She is somebody who is constantly praising and lifting up others. And she has been a water aerobics instructor at my club. And for a long time, I would watch her. And then finally, one day we happened to be like, you know, getting dressed in the shower, in the locker room, and we chatted. And I realized she is just as awesome and cool up close in person. And she decided to come over for a facial. And we have been together building our businesses. And it's been a joy. So I'm so proud of the senior consultant, soon to be Red Jacket. She is so ready to be a star consultant. And Miss Dee, take it away.
Hola. Oh, wow. Okay. So, hi all. I'm going to get the Southern twang out. I'm still working on it. All right. So, we have the Christmas Cash Chat. It's going to be right after this call. So, this is where you want to invite your customers, anyone who's really interested in the biz, to come in on that chat. That's 9 p.m. Eastern Standard, 8 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Mountain Time, and then 6, of course, right after this phone call. So just invite customers to listen in. Anyone who's interested, just have them listen in on this and kind of get their feet wet and just learn more about the business and what it's all about. And that's kind of what Andrea did with me, actually, when I first started. And She just kind of told me all about the business. I'm like, well, that's so cool. And here I am, stuck with it. So thank you again. And you know what? Shoot, I don't have that dial-in number right in front of me. I forgot to write it down when I was transcribing. Andrea, do you have the number?
It's, sorry, Andrea, you're muted. I have control. It's on our Shite Family Superstars Facebook page, but here it is. 605-468-8005. And the access number is 950-286-pound. And you guys, just can I add real quick, Dee, just one quick thing?
Sure.
You can invite people all week long, but I want to encourage you to send them an incentive on Monday afternoons to be on it, and just say, if you will just listen for 15 minutes and give me your feedback, just like Dee said, I just want to get your feedback. Because that's really what you're asking for. You will give them any lipstick, lip gloss, or lip liner at half price. I think that's fair for 15 minutes at a time. Okay, Dee.
Awesome. Okay. On that note, too, Andrea mentioned something really powerful to me earlier today. Just remember that the directors are always there for us. So if for some reason they're not available if your customers or anyone, friends, if they're not available for that phone call, just call your director. Call them. They are there to help us, as always. So just remember that they are there. They are a tool for us. They can help us out on a bind. So just remember that they got your back, just like we have our friends' backs. All right. So next thing, perfect monthly tracking sheet, the Star Bar for Star Consultants. I was asked to print this out. So, sorry. All right, start tracking those faces, keep track of your goals, all right? Really, really, really easy. I'm gonna be very honest, I kind of slacked on this. I'm so sorry, but I'm gonna get back onto it. I am, all right? So yes, that is that. So just remember that we have that, and be real with your goals. When I first started, Andrea was like, Dee, let's maybe take it back. Because I think it was just like a little too excited when I first got into it. But I mean, it's okay. You know what? If you don't reach it, you have another, you can always like readjust. Businesses are all about readjusting and tweaking sometimes. And I learned that sometimes I just need to kind of come back down to earth a little bit. So yeah. All right. So if there are any questions about that, of course, you can go to your directors and then they can help you out with that. That's really just tracking those faces and getting to know people, what we're all about. Now then, so the DIQ qualification. This is huge. So the All In With A DIQ promotion, 8 active recruits by the 30th of this month. Okay, totally doable, completely doable. All right, so all the other DIQ requirements are found online under resources on our Mary Kay in Touch app. So I'm not going to go into that because there is a long mile list. But long story short, they are actually doing the easier qualifying route this year. It expires this year. And I believe Andrea said it was 10 we had to have previously. We're doing 8. Yes, I actually listened, Andrea. Yes, I listened, Joe. Believe it or not, I do listen. So that means we have 2 less that we have to have for DIQ. Okay, so get your friends, get your girlfriends, get the guys. The guys are important too. Do not forget the guys. Just start getting people together, having your parties, all that jazz. Rock it like we know that we all rock it, okay? We all just met up for this retreat. We know that we rock it. So just do it. Don't just, as Andrea sent that awesome YouTube video, just do it. Anyhow, am I getting too excited? I might be getting a little too excited. Okay, then the last item that I do have, join us this month and receive the perfect palette in your starter kit. Okay, I'm gonna say, whoa, I have the perfect palette, and darn, I forgot to grab it. I filled mine up with, I have 4 rouges, the highlighter set in there, and I think it's like 12 or 13 eyeshadows in there with the 2 of those little compact, like on-the-go brushes. It's a fun palette. It is like your go-to girlfriend, and it is awesome. So tell your peeps, like, hey, by the way, this is something that I didn't even get in my starter kit, and you get to have it, so you're lucky. And it's a really awesome tool if you're on the go and you just need to throw on some color. it's there for you, just like that amazing bag, like my bag. That goes with me everywhere, by the way. So, all right. I don't think I missed anything. And if you want to add on, please go for it, girls.
That was good. Thank you, Dee. Okay, Andrea, you are unmuted again, girl.
Well, it is Amy Pa's turn.
So I'm going to talk about going into the details for the Mary Kay auction box that is due January 6th. And so we have MK bucks. Oh, strong one. Hold on. There you go. That's my notes page. So turn that into your directors, fill it out completely, make sure you don't miss anything. And so then we're going to do star bars. So star bars are going to be, tracking sheets are due by the 5th of the month. And so she showed you the flyer earlier, so you're all good with that. How do we earn the stars for our star bar? So we can do it several different ways. We have 5 marketing shares with our director or your director, whoever it would be. You would earn a star. For every new team member for your team, you would earn a star. You get a star for every level of star consultant. So sapphires are 1, rubies are going to be 2, diamonds are going to be 3, and etc. If you have any questions, I'm sure we can fill you in on that. And if we're doing a Power Start Plus this month, we get a free beauty coat from Joanna or Dre, which is amazing, guys. That's pretty awesome. So that's in November, and how we do that is going to be 30 faces and 6 shares, following up with your director, of course. And then Joanna's thrown in the weekly challenge for the Zoom meetings, and that's going to be 5 new faces and 300 in sales. Yep, 5 new, 300 in sales every week, which is going to be accounted on our weekly accomplishment sheets. So that's turned in every Sunday evening. So the next thing that we can do is our Peek into Pink video. If you're trying to get your potentials onto something where they can listen, Joanna's got an awesome video. Peek into Pink, we offer our team members, like she said earlier, half-priced item with a lip color. So whether it's gloss, lipsticks, or liners, she said if we get them to answer us with our last 3 questions, to send them in to us, and we follow up with the director with that as a quick thank you for being on that call. And that's also our opportunity to share the amazing company with our sphere of influence. So we want to make sure we're doing that. Think about like who needs extra cash for Christmas, who wants to pay some extra bills, who wants time to design their life, who has currently dissatisfied with their work situation. Of course, that's never anybody, right? This is just a share to, it's no pressure to buy or sell anything. So that's an awesome point there. So also it's a great time for us to share with our team prospects to join their Mary Kay as with their first 3 besties, and add to their personal teams. They can get their starter kits for just $75, which is pretty cool since we paid $100. Thanks, guys. Back to you.
Yay! Way to go! Wait a minute. I love, Amy, you're just so stunning, first of all, but super classy. I think you could do a part every single week. We love watching you.
Thank you.
And I am just proud of my Dee. I just love how, this is a big deal to have a part of the meeting. And Dee and I had a chat earlier, and she said, I am so honored. I'm so thankful. And if you are somebody who is in the field, you are building your team, especially when you move into senior consultant position or star, you're going to have an opportunity to be a part of our training. And this was why I moved into directorship. Joanna gave me those moments in the meeting to practice my speaking skills, to practice my organization. If you just show up and you're like, what, Joe? What was that? You know what? You will not be invited back. I know that was probably not very nice of me, but I'm just going to say the women that you're seeing tonight have put some practice into this. That is professionalism. I'm so proud that you are honoring Shipe's name and the Zajac name, and it is just awesome. So I believe we went into everything. Okay, so it is now time for me to talk to you about being in the field, right? Are y'all ready? You're gonna see some things up close. Sometimes we have to get in the field to really get a glimpse of how this business works and how it is so easy. It really is easy. Okay. So simple, I should say simple twice, not easy twice, but simple, because when you're just you, okay, when I started, I was like tied up. I had to do everything perfectly, and I was not perfect. Nobody is. And therefore I did nothing until Joe said, will you just get out there, and sort of kicked me out of the nest. And, you know, imagine one of those poor little birdies that can barely fly. And that was me. And yet I think all of us have to go through that, where all of a sudden we're like, whoa, hold on. This feels sort of good. And when you're in the field, you actually can be coached. So let me just talk to you about why I am super, super proud of the women you're going to hear from tonight. You can read a book. In fact, I'm sure all of you could go, and your challenge could be go to the library, and I want you to get a book on balance, and specifically riding a bicycle. And you could read about balancing and how to properly figure out balancing a bicycle without training wheels. But that's never, ever, ever going to get you to ride a bicycle. There's difference between book knowledge and then on the job training. And if I may, I'm throwing in something, because you guys know one of my favorite things to do is like read and find just what's happening out in the economy. And one of the things right now, the gig economy is so big. I'm actually going to do a little video on this probably tomorrow. The gig economy is so big that one professor has written an article, and it was just showcased this last week, begging colleges to start programs that are teaching educated college grads who don't understand that the new way of making a living is to have extra gigs. He said, however, most colleges are not preparing these people who are graduating and then all of a sudden have to figure out how to market themselves, how to create a brand. What is back office? If you're doing all these things and yet you're still expected to have part-time gigs on the side, that is what is happening in the new world. And he said, unfortunately, these kids and these young adults are not prepared. And gang, that's what we teach as entrepreneurs in such a supportive pink bubble. You're going to have more and more experience how to have a solid gig that can grow into a pink, to be a MK Boss Babe and even a pink Cadillac empire. But I think that's so, so important. And last on that one article, he spoke about how most tenured professors are actually having, on average, 2 part-time gigs to even stay as a tenured professor. So get that. So these people are all experiencing part-time gigs without support and without anyone guiding them. And that is what they are expected to do with their writing or their extra speaking skills. You're going to get that by being a part of Mary Kay for a stinking $100 starter kit. I don't know why we're not super excited talking about everyone. We got to get our own self out of the way. So in the field is all about just 3, 2, 1, go. 3, 2, 1, go. And Jules did it today. I'm so proud of Jules because, hold on, I got a hair in my eye. Jules said, oh, I'm just not feeling it. Well, there are days I don't feel it. And then I have to say, stop thinking about myself. And Jules just stopped thinking about herself. This gal came over who was at, I think she and Joe were eating dinner. And then all of a sudden she said, oh my gosh, you are so great. I have a gift for you. She didn't ask for a number. She just said, I have a gift for you. Well, that girl didn't even really open it up. She just started thanking her. Oh my gosh, you're so nice. It turns out they hang out at the same kind of clubs. They know the same DJs. They became besties within 30 seconds of Jules just getting over her own self and blessing another person. And y'all, I call that pink hug. I actually have taught warm chatting to my girls for years that it is now called pink hug, because your job is to go out and give pink hugs. Way to go, Miss Jules. Let me tell you about somebody else. And this somebody else you're going to get to listen to because she was just doing it. That is what In the Field is all about. And if you want to be showcased, believe me, We are excited because when you're in the field, you're going to report to us awesome things you have done to bless others. So I'm going to have you listen to this awesome girl, Miss Stacy Swallows.
Hey, Andrea, it's Stacy. It's Friday morning. Just listened to your message from yesterday, and it's kind of funny because it matched with the Darren Daily message I listened to a few minutes ago. He said the best way to make money fastest is to do something scary. So knocking on doors is pretty scary. So keep going. And yesterday, I didn't finish telling you the whole story. I was in a rush, but I was at gymnastics, and I hadn't even put makeup on yesterday. It was one of those days. So I had a clean face, and I sat down, and this woman that I've known for years who is completely intimidating to me, her and I just started talking, and she mentioned that she is doing chemical peels at a salon. Well, that's all it took because we started yapping, and I'm going to meet with her this next week to the Naturally line. She, believe it or not, is very natural and now feeling old and needed something. So I actually talked to somebody very scary to me yesterday. So that was a breakthrough for me. And the fact that I didn't even have makeup on when I did it is just crazy. But today I have an appointment after school with one of the teachers who is hopefully bringing some friends. I'll let you know about that. And have a great weekend, and I will talk to you later. Bye.
Hey, Andrea, it's Stacy. I just got home from my facial. It was $110 so far. She's going to go home to her mom, and they're going to add to it and get back to me later on Sunday. So I will give you their total later. Hope you have a great night.
Way to go, Miss Stacy! Woo! I'm super proud of her. Well, let me tell you, Miss Kathy Crawford, she is prepping for this week. She's got her holiday open house. She's got a plan. And you know what? Proper planning prevents blank performance. I will be polite and not tell you the other P, but proper planning prevents poor performance. In the military, we added up.
Pissy performance.
Okay. Yes, poor performance. That is what we would say. Okay, good. Let's go on to the amazing brand new speaker tonight, Miss Dee Gwilt. Let me just tell you, she came over to my holiday open house this week, and she was like, okay, this is like serious. She gets on the phone. You guys, the biggest thing you could do, and Joanna was notorious for getting up my rear end and saying, oh yeah, sure you're going to call. Really? Let me see you do it. Just do it right now. I mean, she would goat me, and y'all, I hated it. And yet I was like, yeah, okay, sure. I'm going to do it. I'm going to show you. And it felt so good because, yeah, sometimes I would have a no and I'd have to lick my wounds. And she would say, well, you know, maybe you could do this better next time. But I just picked up the phone and I just did it. And so Dee picked up the phone. She started calling some people, and we're so excited. We're keeping it open another week because we have so many people who are ready to come to my holiday open house. So way to go, Dee. Now, Christine, let me tell you about this chick. She had a $169 week, but her whole business is focused, on having her children move into their own home. And that is why she picks up every single day when sometimes it's tiring. She has blizzards in October. She lives in Colorado. And just like in the Northeast, I mean, she has to do some hard things to make her business succeed. And she does it each and every day for those kids. But it's something that she did, and I want to tell everybody because she sent me a picture. She said, thank you, Andrea, for reminding me of my goal. And if we don't know your goals, it's really hard to lift you up. And I'm going to tell you what she did. She texted me a picture, and she had these pictures of credit cards. She had a house. She had all these things. And I zoomed in because I'm a kind of like, I got to know it all kind of girl. So I zoomed in, and I think all of you would benefit from what Christine found. I had never seen them before. So Christine, you should have told me, girl. It's called Debt Free Charts. And it looks like it's www.debtfreecharts. And that was really cool. It's like a full-size paper, and one side says credit card. And then on the other side is a chart to figure out how to get rid of your credit card debt. The other one she had was like a full page of owning your home. So there are things that are there, car debt, you know, whatever it is. So I love that, Christine. Thank you. And I want to tell you what inspired me. Mike Tyson was interviewed by Tony Robbins. Poor Joe. She's heard the story 3 times today. But this is what happened. Mike Tyson said to Tony Robbins, you know, I was just trained as I think he was 14 when he started training with this guy. And he said, this man just said, you're going to be the #1 in the world. You're going to be the best boxer in the world. And Mike Tyson said, I was just too dumb to doubt. I just said, okay, I'm going to be the best in the world. And I think that's so powerful. So if you haven't told Joe, myself, Paula, Eddie, Terry, and Linda, you have got to tell your sales director what your why is so that we can keep your dream alive when sometimes you might lose your own vision. Let me tell you about Melissa Gonzalez. She has been poked and prodded with all of her medical things, but she is still up. She is talking to people, and her kids help her hand out lookbooks everywhere they go. And she said that it has been so much fun to have her Mary Kay Pink Bubble. And Jillian was here with me at my holiday open house, had a guest come, had over a $60 day. It was sort of a surprise visit. She was like, oh, she came. And so I'm so proud of you, Jillian. But she was the one who she came over, said, I'm helping. And we stayed up until like 8:30. We were so exhausted. She finally went home, and it has been a wonderful, wonderful open house. So now I get to tell you a little bit about being in the field and what I learned, okay? So I want to tell you that when you're in the field, you start to notice some areas that you can up your game. And what I noticed this week was twofold. I actually did go to another door. It wasn't a complete stranger, as Stacy had mentioned. But what I found about myself was I went over to my neighbor Patty's house, and her husband opened the door. I didn't expect him to open the door, but I was there to invite Patty. And in just being taken off guard, I was a weenie. I found myself not saying, hey, Bill, you probably have people in your office. I'm doing my holiday executive gift giving. You got to pop over so I can help you get some things prepared and save you lots of time. It was like all of a sudden I reverted. And I said, whoa, Bill, can you please give this to Patty? And I walked away from that and I said, okay, Lord, what just happened? And really, it gave me that moment where if you're not role playing before you leave the house, the reason you come to our meetings, we're doing Zoom here, but you need to get with your sister consultants and make sure you do some hard role playing. You can still do it on the phone if you have some sisters that you have asked to strengthen you, but you've got to prepare for those icky moments when you're just caught off guard. And every single day, Grant Cardone said it in one of his videos that Joe posted. Every single day, his sales force spends 5 to 10 minutes doing a little role playing so that when that person says, oh no, I wear blank, you're like super cool. You're just like a duck. And just like Joanna, she'll have a really fun comeback, but it's not a negative. It's not sassy. It's an important way for people to say, huh, actually that does make sense. I think I would love to have a personal image consultant. Huh. Maybe I would take you up on it. I mean, I don't have to drive to the store. No, you come to me. Huh. You see, really confident. The second and final thing that I realized in my holiday open house. Now, y'all want to hear a little about how I did? I'm actually keeping my holiday open house up. I had 10 people come through, which is not a lot. I did it just 10. Now I'm going to tell you something fun. So I track things, okay? So I did a little discount this year, and I had 4 stars. Gold star was somebody who had come throughout the year to any of my Mary Kay events or was a hostess. My silver star was somebody who spent over X amount. And then I had a red star, and then I had a green star. And it was 25% discount, 20% discount, 15% discount, and 10% to earn the discount. And they didn't know what the discount was until the very end when I checked them out. And some of them did not bring their card, and I didn't remind them. So they will remember in the future. But here's what it was. I found out I sold $1,746. And so that's $174.60 per person. But
Andrea, slow down. How much did you sell? Say that again.
$1,746.
With 10 people.
With 10 people. And these were not my new my pink hugs. These were not my new people that I'm booking. These are actually some of them hadn't even come over in 2 years. Aaron came over, and he is a husband. And so here's something that let me go back to what I learned. Number one is the one-on-one time some people got gifts, but then they realized, oh, I need that for me. Oh, I need that for me. And they have a planted seed for a new year, new you makeover. I also do, of course, they get their star discount for coming with their invitation. I do an RSVP door prize. So they can just pop in, but if they RSVP and I know they're coming, they go into a door prize. And I had some earrings and a fun Mary Kay cosmetic bag. But at the very beginning, when I do my holiday open house, I also tell them, today you're going to see some wonderful gift giving ideas. You can help your friends and family by hosting your own holiday coffee. And this is the extra door prize you'll go in for booking your holiday coffee before my open house ends. And so they see the extra bonus plus their rewards, their hostess rewards. So I explain all of that. Now, let me just throw this out. If you are interested in being a part of my virtual holiday open house, I will be posting that. I'm making my decision tomorrow, and I will post that in the Shipe Superstar Facebook group. It will be Saturday, and I have not, or Friday evening. I haven't decided which, but it will be a live opportunity, and I will be doing a special drawing for those people who don't live close to me, and they are in there, and they will get to have a discount for being a part of it. And I'm going to walk through just like I did with Erin. So in the process of me putting together my holiday open house, I learned something. I learned that if you don't ask, you won't get. Wow. Is that a new thought? And so my very first person came, Kristen, and actually I realized I had asked her to be a hostess, and I asked her again. And this time she was like, well, I just don't know anybody. And I said, really? But you know her, she lives there, and you know her. I don't know them. She said, you don't? I said, no, you can invite them to have their own coffee, 45 minutes, and I would show them. So her eyes opened, okay? The second person, Erin, has been my client for over 4 years. And I asked her, I specifically said this, okay? So I'm going to post my script to you. If you don't ask, oh, I'm going too long, forgive me. I'm going to finish with this. So I asked with the script, and you can use any script. I'm not going to read it right now, but basically I said, Erin, my company has challenged me to have 10 hostesses by the new year. Could you get excited about getting 50% off your next purchase? You can use it anytime you want. Together, we can empower people who are also needing my service, but looking for a pink bubble environment that they could grow and become more empowered. Is there any reason why we couldn't partner together? I mean, that was just off the cuff, but you can use my script, and it's basically the same thing. Last but not least, let me tell you, because I was not supposed to do training, I was supposed to do in the field. The last thing I did want to tell you is in the field, did you know that Mary Kay has special Zoom events? They're called Project Beehive. And under events at the very top of Mary Kay In Touch, every branch in America has makeup artists and other Mary Kay staff, as well as top directors, coming to the branch, and they are now creating the video broadcasting for all of the sales force to watch. So go under that tab, events, and you're going to see Project Beehive, and then when you click on it, go down to Zoom events. And on November 14 is Holiday Diva. The other day, there was a fabulous one, and I missed it. So I don't think they're recording them, or at least not announcing it. But you guys, I want to celebrate you next week. So be in the field. Are y'all ready to have your story told? How you decided not to be a weenie, but to be a winner.
Okay, you are so not done.
What'd I forget?
Recognition.
Oh, dang. That was what this was all about. Okay, I have 2 pages. Let me just go ahead. Marsha Stevens, Sarah Thompson, Jackie Eisenman, and Sayonara Boucher are awesome star consultants. Woo, woo. We want some new team leaders this week. Your MK Bucks, you guys, you're on tonight live. You give yourself $5 in MK Bucks. Don't forget, when you turn in your weekly accomplishment sheet, you get $5 each. So let's celebrate Keely, Arlene, Alice, Christine, Amy, Stacy Swallows, and Debbie Walder. Our queen of sales for the week, who gets a bonus $10 in MK Box, is Keely. Woo! I think we might need to give ourselves $10 when there's no queen of sharing, Joe.
No, no.
Gosh. Okay,
No.
so let's just talk
Keep
about.
talking. Go ahead, move on.
We have MK Buck Achievers due on the first meeting every month. Okay. Do I need to go over that?
No.
Okay.
You've used up a lot of oxygen, but you're doing great.
I need a time clock because somebody reminded me that last time. I think I'm now done.
You're so precious. Oh my gosh, you guys. Can you not just listen to her all night long and then you'll never go to sleep? So she's actually supposed to introduce me, but I'm going to mute her now because she and her family are going to a veteran appreciation dinner. She and her husband are both veterans. And I just want to give a shout out to all of our veterans. And I'm not going to get teary-eyed or anything, but in church yesterday, they did this amazing video. If you don't attend any place where you do services where they did something yesterday for veterans, you know, just say a big thank you prayer for all of our veterans, because my dad, my husband, and my son were all veterans. And I don't camp, I don't sleep in tents, but I'm not a veteran, but I admire those who do. And I did meet Andrea when she was in the military. And, you know, as much as I laughed at her about her skincare and her attitude, I really respected the fact that she was in the military. And I think that anyone in uniform, whether it's Army, Navy, Marine Corps, Air Force, Coast Guard, all of them, or our police officers, anyone in uniform, nurses, they all deserve our love and respect. Okay, I want to move on real quick because Andrea was very informative tonight, but I do want to say, Keely, I'm so proud of you for being our queen, and keep it up, girlfriend. Maybe you'll be queen of the month. That's awesome. So proud of you. So I just want to remind you guys that Thanksgiving is late this year. Like, Thanksgiving weekend ends, like, it's already December. So make sure that let's really, really, really focus on you achieving your November goals before Thanksgiving. And that's what I keep talking about. Get it done before Thanksgiving, so that Thursday, Friday, Saturday, you can just chill, focus on your family, and then December, which is Sunday, December 1st, really kick off your goals again. So, you know, one of the things that we've been talking about is the power of three. And the power of three is, so write this down, the power of three. We have the power of 5, and we have the power of 3. And directors focus on the power of 5. We want you to at least start. If you want to behave like a director, just take all these numbers to 5. But start with the power of 3. 3 parties. Now, Jules and I went to lunch today. It wasn't dinner, it was lunch, but that's okay, Andrea. We were talking about saying parties, and one thing that Stephanie Coker, top director who spoke at our Breakfast with Champions this weekend, she said, I don't like to say parties because I live in California, and when you say party, all kinds of different visions pop into people's heads, especially in the world that she comes from, of, you know, bodybuilding and just a lot of extracurricular activities. She said, we call it gatherings. So I know you're going, what is, like, we gather together. I don't even know the song, but it's not that kind of gathering. It's like, she goes, like, she'll talk to somebody, she'll say, let's just do a quick gathering, like just a 1-hour gathering, like just get some girls together. And like, I always say show, let's just do a quick show. But I like gathering. And Jules and I were talking about, we're like, gathering sounds even more casual. Like, let's just, you know, do a quick gathering. And it's kind of, it's old school talking, but it's new school philosophy. So we kind of like that. So just kind of doing a gathering and doing 3 gatherings a week and basically $300 a week in sales, 3 shares a week. And you guys, let me just tell you something. Stephanie Coker, oh my gosh, $900,000 unit club, quit her full-time, very high-paying job, owned a gym, owned all this stuff. Anyway, just amazing, amazing woman. Has a sleeve of tattoos. I mean, she's definitely a Mary Kay unicorn. And she said, you know, some of the things that I did that made me, I think, took me where I am now is the first thing was I didn't want to be. I didn't want to be. I didn't want to be. I resisted it, but I was accountable. She said, I went from a corporate job where I had to report in, I had to say when I was going to the bathroom, say when I was taking vacation. I didn't want to go to owning my own business and have to be accountable to someone again. But it's a different accountability. It's an accountability where you tell your director what your goals are. She gives you feedback on maybe breaking them down or making it a little bit more realistic. She goes, you call your director and say, I'm going to do 100 faces in the next two months. And your director's thinking, okay, you haven't done 100 faces in the last 3 years, but go for it. And it's not that we don't believe in you, but sometimes I need to believe you. So, and Andrea needs to believe you. And I'm not saying make your goals so small that, like, I'm going to do 2 faces this month. Great. But I want you to be realistic in based on what you've done in the past and what your goals are now. If you say, I am going to do 30 faces in November, awesome, power start. I'm going to do 30 interviews, that's rocking it, and I'm going to go on target for my car. That is highly doable, you guys, because every face you're seeing, you're going to do a share with, and you are going to entice them to go into Pink into Pink or watch one of Andrea's videos or whatever. You know, it doesn't have to be all you. They can actually go and watch another video, or they can watch a marketing share. And then you ask them, you know, what qualities do you have that would make you great Mary Kay? If you could change anything in your circumstances, what would it be? And is there any reason we can't get you started today? That's it. You're going to find out what will make her good, what will be her challenges, and what's going to hold her back. That's it. Okay? Simple. So when you do that with enough faces, you're going to get the numbers you want. But if you tell me, I'm going to do 30 faces and I'm going to do shares with everybody and I'm going to offer them a lipstick at half price for doing it, okay? And I'm going to go on target for my car. The first thing I'm going to ask you is, do you understand the qualifications to go on target for your car? Do you understand the qualifications of going to DIQ? Last week, I had Jules train on what is active, what is qualified, what is a red jacket, how many people is that? Because I think sometimes we get excited and we're like, I'm going to be in a pink Cadillac in 6 months. Okay, that's awesome. I do not want to stifle that enthusiasm, 1 iota. And I don't want to say but, because it negates everything you just said. Yet, are you aware of the rules? Are you aware of the qualifications? Dee said it beautifully earlier. 8 people to go into DIQ. And then she said, go on In Touch to read all the other rules. There aren't a lot of them. Not at all. There's only like 2 or 3. But know the rules so that when you go out and you work, you're being proactive. You're being proactive in planning. Stephanie said, because I had talked well, I had talked on Friday night about a Zoom eeker, which Rena always talks about that. Someone who goes Zoom eek, Zoom eek, Zoom eek. And what they do is they go backwards, 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 because they never feel like they've accomplished anything, because about the time they accomplish something, they eke back. So one of the things that Stephanie talked about is she said, I'm not a Zoom eeker. I have been steady, 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 steady. She said, I had craziness in my life, Monday through Friday. She got up at 4 o'clock every morning, which she said, I am not a morning person, so I feel sorry for the people in the gym. She trained for 2.5 hours, Monday through Friday, well, actually Monday through Saturday, at the gym because she was in a fitness competition. She worked a full-time corporate job, very high paying, very high level job. She had a fiance who had 2 children that she knew as soon as they got married, they were going to become her children because he has full custody. She was planning a wedding and she was finishing her master's. And she said, she talked to Leah Carta. Y'all know she's now a national. And she said, let me talk, this sounds good, but I'm going to go home and talk to my fiance and I'm going to see what he thinks. And Mike goes, no. And she said, the last thing you tell me is no. Like, you do not tell me no. You might say, let's talk about it, baby, or let's think about this, honey buns, but you don't say no. And she was hilarious. You guys, I mean, I'm so glad that I have good bladder control because I was cracking up. And she said, I was like, excuse me? No? No one tells me no. I was an only child. I never wanted siblings. I had a best girlfriend down the street. I would invite her over. And when I got tired of her, I would send her home because I liked being an only child. And she said, she kind of looked at him and she goes, why? And he said, you have too much on your plate. And she said, on my plate, I have the fitness competition. Didn't want to give that up. I was working really hard for it. My corporate job, couldn't give that up yet. We need that to pay the bills. The future wedding and children, can't exactly put the wedding off. And the kids can't exactly hide them in a closet. The master's program. And she said, in most states, if you don't finish your master's in 7 years, you have to start all over. I don't know if y'all know that. I did not know that when she said that. And I was like, I'm going to look that up. But sure enough, if you don't finish your master's in 7 years, then you have to start all over. She had done all the coursework. She hadn't done her thesis. And so she said she called up her boss at her corporate job and said, I want 3 days off. Not a week off, not a month off, 3 days. And she goes, and he was like, okay, no problem. You've got vacation. Can I ask why? And she goes, oh, I'm going to finish my master's. And he goes, okay, then. So she went home. She said, I didn't sleep for 3 days. I wrote my entire thesis. I turned it in. I said, okay, I'm done with my master's. She said, the power of a woman when she wants to get something done is unstoppable. You guys, I want you to hang on to that. The power of a woman when she wants to get something done is unstoppable. And you know what? She said, I did that. I told my husband, I'm done. I did it. So I'm going to call Leah. I'm going to sign up. She signed up for Mary Kay. And she said, and I worked out a plan. And it was a very logical plan because Monday through Friday, I was untouchable. Now, you guys, I have heard 5 different times now, 5 times in the past 2.5 weeks, starting with Sharon Buck when she was here for our fall retreat. She said, when people say I'm too busy, it means they have poor time management. You guys, that strikes a chord. Does that strike a chord? How many of y'all said, oh, I can't, I'm too busy? Imagine if when you say I'm too busy, the little voice in your head says, it's because you have poor time management. And you're like, no, it's because I'm busy. I'm too busy. Okay, so Stephanie talked about that as well. She said, people who say I'm too busy, the first thing you're going to have to train them on is how to manage their time. And I was like, is this like a thing with the company right now? But no, I heard it in church. So apparently Mary Kay and the church are now talking, because everybody is saying too busy means poor time management. So don't say that anymore. What you say is, my schedule is very structured and will not allow that to be added into it. And, you know, I pick on my daughter a lot. I really do. And I use her as an example a lot. But I have to say, she just reminds me so much of Andrea when Andrea started her business. And it's just this reflective thing of where she is and what she does and how she thinks is so much how Andrea was over 20 years ago. And her discipline and her scheduling is like bam, 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 bam. It's structured. So stop saying I'm too busy and use the words, I have a very discipline is a good word, schedule, and the structure of it will not allow me to do that at this point. It is okay to say no, guys. I mean, my female pastor at my church came and spoke at our fall retreat. And one of the things she said is, don't fall into the I'm too busy trap. It just means you have poor time management. She talked about it again Thursday. I heard it again on Sunday. I'm like, this is weighing down on me now. I will never say I'm too busy again, because it's a negative thing. So being accountable. Stephanie said, I hated the fact that I had to be accountable in my Mary Kay business. That was what I was running away from. But she said, I actually wasn't running away from the accountability. What I was running away from was, I'm looking at people who've been here 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, and they are miserable and they have no options. And I have options with Mary Kay. She held herself accountable to Leah Carta every single day. And she said, even now, as a almost $1 million trip director, she tells Leah once a week how many parties she has, or she says gatherings, how many gatherings she has, how many faces she's doing, what her sales goal is. She said, I've never left that discipline. Because in order to own your own business, you have to be more disciplined and more accountable than anyone else. People who just show up to their job and make money and earn a wage, we call those wage earners. And I want to tell you guys something. When I taught school, I was the first one at school every day. My son can tell you, he was dropped off at preschool, daycare at like 5 o'clock in the morning. And I was the last one to leave. And I worked every Saturday and Sunday, grading papers, doing my lesson plans, turning them in. This is before the digital age. And I got paid not 1 penny more than the teacher that showed up at 7:50, left at 3 o'clock. And I think what they had in their little cup all day was an adult beverage. So I'm just saying, nothing against teachers, but the guy I did student teaching under, let me tell you, I could have run through the halls naked and he would not have known any different. But what I want you guys to understand is accountability is not a negative thing. And being tweaked a little by your director is not a negative thing. We've been there. Andrea and I have been there. We are not flash in the pan. We joined Mary Kay. 3 months later, we were a director. 3 months later, we were we have earned our stripes. And this wasn't even what I was going to talk about tonight, but I just want you guys to know that we bring amazing experience to the table. And I just want you guys to take advantage of that, because my kids saw it. I mean, they saw me have goals and reach them, have goals and not reach them. They saw me disappointed. They saw me crying over consultants that had come into my unit and then decided this isn't for me. And they saw me celebrate new directors. You know, my kids have an amazing space in their heart for my directors because those are their other moms. That's what you're building here. You're not just selling lipstick, you're building a legacy, an absolute legacy. And until you understand that with your heart, soul, and gizzard, as Rena Tarbett would say, then you're just kind of running a little fun hobby. One of the things that Stephanie talked about this weekend is she talked about how once she decided she was all in, she was all in. She said, my friends could have said, oh, I only use MAC, or I only use this, or I only use that. And she would say, well, girl, you're spending way too much money and you're using a bad product. Come to me, give me 30 minutes. If you don't fall in love with it, I'll never talk to you about it again. She was so real. Go back and look at the Scheidt Family Superstars Facebook page, pictures of her. She is, I mean, yeah, she's tall and she's blonde and she's pretty, but she's not like a Barbie doll or anything. I mean, she's very normal. She's very fit. She's very real. She talks about her kids. She talks about which are not her kids. She got them through marriage, but they're her kids. She talks about her husband. She talks about her challenges. And she says, I would never trade a minute of it for anything else. And she started all this at the age of 27, and she's been in the company for 10 years. And she says, when people ask me, how did you build a trip unit in 10 years? She goes, well, actually, I built it in 5. And she said, the reason why, and this killed me, the reason why is I treated it like a business. So I want to leave y'all with this one last thought, and then we've got the last little video I want y'all to watch. You know, we tell you guys that statistically, 1 out of 5 people, right? 1 out of 5, right? Everybody show me a 5. 1 out of 5 is what? 1 out of 5 interviews you do is going to do what? They're going to join your team. Okay. So let's back up. 1 out of 5 people you facial will want to seriously talk to you about the business. 1 out of 5 people that you seriously talk about the business is going to join your team. 1 of 5 people who join your team are going to stick with it. It's just the numbers. Your numbers may be better, but eventually, after years and years and years in Mary Kay, they're all going to even out. I promise you, I've been doing this for 10,000 years. They will all even out. So get over it, get ready for it, and get excited about it because the numbers don't lie. Stephanie said that Leah told her 1 out of 5 is going to sign. Stephanie did 40 face-to-face, knee-to-knee, toe-to-toe interviews. 40, and recruited 1 person. And she said it was her best friend from college who felt sorry for her because she said, I've done 40 interviews and no one has signed up. And she called Leah Carta and she said, you lie. These numbers lie. And Leah said, Stephanie, it's numbers. Keep moving. And Stephanie said, I could have stopped. I could have said, this isn't for me. This isn't God's path for me. This is for other people. I quit. She goes, but you know what I did? I go, okay, I'm going to keep going. Because she did 40 interviews in 1 month. And the next month, she recruited 11 people. The month after that, she recruited 7. They were all recruiting. She made director. And in less than 6 months, she was in a pink Cadillac. She said, what if I had said, oh my gosh, this just isn't for me. I've done 40 marketing shares and one person signed up. She said, your brilliance, your success, your great achievement is right across the road. It's right over the edge. Why would you give up? And she said, I knew from being a fitness competitor and being in the gym and all, that so many people, she said, I had seen this. So many people, they would come and they would work out. They would come and they would work out. They weren't losing weight. They weren't gaining the muscle. They weren't achieving their goals. They weren't doing what they wanted to do. They would go and go 30 days, 40 days, 50 days, 60 days, and still have a big pot belly and thunder thighs and whatever else. And she goes, and then all of a sudden, the 62nd day or the 71st day, or they would come in and go, I look completely different. Like I put on a pair of jeans that, I couldn't even get into a year ago. And you guys, I can even tell you from my son's experience of losing almost 80 pounds in the last year, that it doesn't come easy. It is consistent, consistent, consistent. Focus on those 5 faces a week. Focus on that $300 in sales a week. Focus on those 3 marketing shares a week. Don't stop, because your greatness, your amazingness, your success is right around the corner. But if you quit, you have no idea of the blessings that God had in store for you. So what I was going to train on tonight was JoannaShipe.com. And we've got to get into our marketing call. So I want to encourage you guys. I have a brand new website. I'm very proud of it. I invested in you guys, okay? So go to JoannaShipe.com and check it out. Go to every single piece of it. If you see anything there that you think, oh, maybe add this, or, I'm opening myself up to criticism, but I just want you guys to go to JoannaShipe.com and look at the new consultant packet, look at everything there, because it's going to be absolutely amazing. Your weekly challenge, again, if you're going to do the 3 + 3 + 3 + 3 + 3, that's awesome, because we would love to see all of you bronze medal with 3-star consultants this month. If you did that and you have 5 active on your team and you had 3 people come in as stars, you'd be on target for your car December 1st, and then easily go into DIQ. Okay? So our weekly challenge is 5 new faces and $300 in sales. Let us know by Sunday each week if you did the 5 new faces and 300 in sales. You get MK bucks for that. And then I want to end tonight with an amazing video that I found today. It's a song, and I absolutely loved it. Don't sign off, but you guys are going to love this. So enjoy.
Just finishing the phone call, actually.
Were you on like a video phone call?
Yeah.
Oh. So did that go well? What was the phone call for?
Okay, it's our weekly phone call. Sorry.
Oh, y'all didn't hear me. Okay, so I just said, not that we want to pick you up when you're drunk, but Andrea and I are totally there for you guys. We want you to know that we adore you. We want you to call us. We want you to ask us. We want you to tap into us. We are totally there for you. You guys have a great week. Let's make it happen. Set some goals and make them happen. Love you guys.